It's gonna be a beautiful day. Let's see. YouTube is streaming. Let me say hello to everyone. God bless everybody. Okay, let me see. Let me share my screen. Let me see my screen. Where are you? Okay, let's share screen. That's right. It's very loud. Let's see where on Zoom to make sure I can share my screen with you all. That's what I'm trying to do. What's the problem here? PowerPoint, thank you. Greetings, everybody. I hope everybody is well. Okay. I actually just want to be able to share this. I know you see it, but it's not doing what I want to do. Anyway, we got there. I hope everybody is blessed and having a great day. I'm going to go ahead and see what we're doing today. Hello, all. Thank you all for joining me online. God bless everybody. Let's go ahead and get started. Today, we're going to pray. What are we talking about today? Something that's very important, customer service. It has to do with a lot with sowing and reaping, stewardship, fellowship, all these above, right? So I want you all to know that. Let me make sure that my Zoom is sharing my screen so you all can see it. Okay, there we go. We're up and we're ready. Let's go ahead and pray. Thank you all for joining me today. We're going to be talking about the purpose and power of customer service. Thank you for joining us here in Eternal Financial Journey. If you're here on YouTube and you would like to connect, please join in Facebook. It's a private group called Eternal Financial Journey, and I'll gladly accept you. Let's go ahead and start with our opening prayer. Abba, thank you for life. Thank you for health. Thank you for strength. Welcome everybody to today's session. Our topic is one that we often overlook for business, for ministry, and even family, which is customer service. Father, we thank you for the gift of wisdom, discernment, and divine strategy. Let this session help us to serve like you, speak like you, and love like you. Make our businesses and relationships reflect the kingdom in the way we talk, in the way we walk, in the way we act, the way we speak. All these things are important. In Jesus' name, it is written, it is so, and we believe it. Amen. All right. So, with that being said, remember, our topic is one that we overlook in business, ministry, and even family, which is customer service. Okay. But not just surface level service, right? Everything that most people see, they think it just has to be on the surface. It's either in you or it's not. All right. So, it's deeper than just what's on the surface level. It's either in you or it's not, right? It's never too late to change. It's seldom ever, that it happens that way. All right. So we're going to go deep into the heart posture. Remember, we talked about position and posture behind how we treat people in every area of our lives. So yes, this is about business, but business has everything to do um, with our personal lives too, our personality, our characteristics, morals, all these things. Okay. So without further ado, let's get into it. Whoever wants to be great among you must be your servant. If you don't know how to be a servant or of service to someone else, I'll just let you see how life is going to treat you and how that goes for you, okay? Because it's different for everybody. And that's out of Mark 10:43. Okay. Now, what is customer service? This seems like it's so easy and that people should just understand and know what it is, but it's rather hard because I feel like if more people knew it, they would do um, a better job of it. I'm gonna reposition myself to go around the other way because this camera just seems dark for some some reason. Why? I don't know. So let's twirl around. However, things like this happen. Some people say, "Oh, it's common sense." See, much better. Some people say, "Oh, it's common sense with customer service." Well, it's not because if it is, well, then again, common sense is not common, but most people just don't know these things, right? So let's go ahead and get started with what I want to tell you all today because this is very important, right? In business and in your personal life. All this coincides, okay? It goes together. What would it profit you to be a nice person in church? You know what I mean? And then you're the Tasmanian devil every time somebody else sees you. What does that tell you? What does that give you? So that's what you need to know. Okay. So you do need to have like a perfect balance of these things. Yes, that would be correct. Um, it doesn't it some stuff just don't add up, right? Does the math be mathing? I'm just telling you certain things don't add up and it's a different aspect you can have for everything. So customer service is how we support, serve, and connect with others. All right, before, during, and after interactions. And that's good, bad, happy, or sad. We have to learn more about emotional intelligence as a people and as a human race. However, that's for another time. So customer service isn't just for big companies or the front desk workers, okay? It's for every believer, it's for every business owner, every caregiver, every person, every parent, every entrepreneur, every whatever title you want to give it. That's who it's for, right? It's how we treat people before, during, and after we interact with them. That could be a good interaction, that could have been a bad interaction, but a gentle spirit and a calm voice can solve a lot of things. I'm not asking everybody to be Sister Mary Clarence, um, and be a nun. I'm asking you to have common decency and common courtesy. You're gonna have some days where, just face it, you're gonna have a bad day. You're gonna have some days where, face it, you may have a good day. But does everybody in your path have to feel the wrath that comes with that if you're not? Because these are the type of days you're gonna have in business. And guess what? Lord Lulu finna come and they're getting on your last nerves. Okay. So your interaction with somebody, that's why I tell people, oh, you can speak highly of whoever you would like, right? There's nothing wrong with that. But what I do tell people is the truth, right? From my perspective. You understand? Even killers, right? Now be careful with the word because I am on YouTube, but with people who unalive people, okay? They were nice to somebody and then they were rude to somebody. You see how that works? To me, it's a such thing as a pretty monster because on the outside everything looks fine, right? But on the inside you could be dying inside. This happens with depression. This happens with a lot of emotions. You don't know what somebody's carrying. You don't know what somebody's going through. And it comes out in different ways, which is why I put here it includes attitudes, tone, right? Your communication. If you don't know effective communication, you're not going to give effective communication. If you don't have emotional intelligence, you're not going to display emotional intelligence. This is why a lot of things go bad with the police and different people. A lot of our people, okay, in the African American community have never been taught emotional intelligence. It's very important. Okay. You don't have to have the first word, the last word, the middle word. You can win by being quiet. We learned that from Jesus. That's why I try to tell both sides of it, personal, business, and spiritual. You don't know what somebody's dealing with. Okay. Everybody's one snap away, one trigger away, one check away, one step away, whether that be from jail, poverty, or mental breakdown. It's very real outside. This is why you have to learn to live in community and in collaboration with others. Things happen. But the more you know and the more you recognize, the better off you'll be. Okay, so your presence, that's like, eh, I shouldn't have to say it, but if you walk around looking crazy all day, and some of us have a resting face like that, who wants to approach you? This is not about acting another race or nationality. This has nothing to do with that. We're talking common sense here, common spectrum, right? So these are some things that you have to do. The way you respond to somebody, your response is everything. You have to know that. I'm not telling you you have to put on the voice and be Ashley, although sometimes I do it. I change in different situations to fit who I need to be at that moment. And it's not me changing personalities. It's me being able to adapt. So everybody, oh, I match energy, you're not going to get far. Oh, I match attitudes, you're not going to get far because with certain people who think they're in power and position, you can disarm somebody mentally and physically because you can outthink somebody. Most people just don't want to what? Think. You react. I want to know how you can respond. So all this is going to be very important today. So your attitude, if you just got a nasty attitude anyway, think about it. This is what I tell people. In most jobs, I've never been the smartest, but I can work circles around people. Why is that? Do you want to work with somebody who's a know-it-all or somebody who's willing to learn? Your attitude is going to determine where you can go. Your attitude will determine your altitude. It's never been about who's the smartest. You can outthink somebody who claims they're a genius on paper. I don't care if you take tests well. You can't communicate with people well. You don't know how to network well. You don't have relationships well, or you can't keep them. Somebody who can't keep relationships, that tells me everything I need to know. Because hard as it is to say, it's just not you. So you telling me all 27 people and it's all 27 of them. That's what you're saying. Impossible. Anything is possible. But I'm just telling you, you have to think of things like this. So when you're asking for discernment, whether to be in business with somebody or whether to collaborate with this person or whether to hire somebody, your attitude matters. Your tone matters. If you got somebody rolling their eyes all day and looking crazy, storming and cursing people out, or what? Sometimes you don't have to say anything. There's a price to pay for everything. You be careful who you let in your business. You be careful who you tell your business to. That's why sometimes it's shh, be quiet. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to tell the people. Be careful of the words that you speak. They bring curses to you. I'm not worried about what somebody else is saying. I don't have to answer to that. And when you use your energy to answer and entertain certain words and you respond or react in a certain way, you can curse yourself, right? But that's deeper on the podcast. We're gonna go ahead and get through this because I know people got things to do today. I got a couple meetings after this. So it's not just a system; it's servanthood in action. I always tell people customer service, if you don't know how to be a servant, I ain't say a slave, but you have to start low and go high because people who just shoot to the top, they never stay there. Why is that? They weren't trained or prepared for it. Okay. They weren't. So when somebody hits the lottery and you wonder why they don't have money the next year or the 2 years after that, well, you don't have to wonder why. They didn't know what to do with it. They didn't work for it, and they will not keep it or obtain it. Simple, right? Let's keep pushing. So why does customer service matter, especially in business? All right. In business, customer service is your brand, right? It's your brand's personality. Remember, we talked about that. So no matter what, you are your brand. If you're walking around, if you own a business, Kim's Boutique, I don't care if you're not at that boutique, you're still representing Kim's Boutique. So if you represent Kim's Boutique, But you go to the mall, right, and you having a bad day, and you go off on Lori, and you have a bad interaction with Lori over there just trying to sell some perfume and do makeup, and you going crazy on her, and other people see you, you can ruin your reputation, including your business, because that's your brand's personality. So if you're known for doing bad business personally, I guarantee you, publicly, you're not going to do any better. Why? Because it's in you. So let's think of some things today that we can change around that will help you to be a better person, um, with customer service, personal and business. This is why this happens, even in ministry, any walk of life. If your personal life is not quiet and correct, whatever's in the dark will come to the light. You have to know that. I'm not here to judge. But this comes over into your business life. So you have to know these things, okay? That's what that is. Um, it determines your reputation, your retention, and even your revenue. So if you have a bad attitude, or you're known for doing things, or you're ruining your reputation, that doesn't come back. Well, it will. It'll come back tarnished. It's just not going to come back the way you think. You see what I mean? So in business, let's give an example. If if you're having a bad day, and this happens all the time, and a crazy customer comes in, um, and they come in going off, you can't match energy for energy and word for word. Now, I'm not saying don't stand your ground. You need to tell them, see, this is where professional etiquette comes in, right? This is why security is important in good relationships with whomever it could be, bouncers, police officers, tasers, whatever you got. They got to go. This stops you from getting sued. This stops you from being recorded, being on TV, looking crazy. This happens all the time because it's not what people do to get them. Well, I mean, it is what they do, but usually it's what they say. I don't understand how this could come back. And they record and trying to be funny, and it backfires. Boomerang. You see how it came back to you? So carry yourself in business right. Because if not, your reputation, your retention, and your money is on the line. Let's go to your personal life, right? So customer service is very important on the personal side too, as well, because it determines the quality of your relationships. You weren't put on earth to talk to yourself. All right. Just like you have a relationship with Jesus, they didn't, or with God, or with whoever you're talking to, right? The higher being, a spirit, whatever, even yourself. That's you talking, that's you praying. Hopefully that's you acting and doing whatever you got to do. But I'm not here to tell you that, right? So in your life, you're gonna have a relationship. Somebody birthed you, okay? That's a parent, or whether that's a foster parent or real parent. You go to school, you have a trade, even with AI. No matter what you're doing, you're gonna have some type of relationship. Get into it, okay? You don't multiply by yourself. You don't add by yourself, but you can stay stagnant by yourself. So think about that. Your tone can build intimacy or create distance. I'm gonna tell you, you can either build a bridge or you're gonna build a wall. Which one would it be? Okay. Your attitude can restore trust or it can break it. Your attitude can repel people to you. I mean, repel people away from you, or it can invite people to you. Which type of person do you want to be? Okay, so let's see, let's talk about the time I had some great, a great experience with service that stayed with you. I was in Japan. The people in Japan are lovely, right? Whether they speak your language or not, just lovely people. Every time I went somewhere, they went out their way to explain, to show me how to use it, to be nice, to be kind. I would always refer somebody to go to Japan. I would love to go back. I may be en route, but things like that happen, right? But when you feel good and somebody's made you feel good, you never forget that. All right. Now, I thinking of a time I've had a bad experience that made me walk away and never come back. Um, yeah, Target and Walmart. Absolutely hate going. It's a little bit different here in Tennessee because I went today and it was okay. I hadn't been there in about 4 or 5 years. I don't frequent there because I feel like the first, second, third, and eighth generation is walking through there and they lock everything down, maybe for a good reason. Okay. You see how people are being treated and they taking things back and the DEI and, all, and certain people don't shop at certain stores. That's your prerogative. When you feel like you're not invited, when you're not included, when somebody's treating you bad or you have a bad customer service, I would never go back. Never in this lifetime would I tell somebody to go to Denny's, and I don't care what state it's in. They're bad in all of them. Okay. So, but that's my personal experience. I'm not gonna get online and say it, but if somebody asks me, I'll tell you. And that's not it. And you're done. I wouldn't recommend it. Okay, so there's something to think about. Let's keep pushing. Now, attitude, tone, and emotional intelligence. I can't say this enough. I can't wait till the day that I get to the point that I'm able to open up a school. We have courses coming. Oh, it's gonna be beautiful. But for us, I wish people would learn emotional control, emotional intelligence, emotional behavior, everything emotional. And why is that? Why is that? Because a lot of people don't go far in life and they can't go anywhere. They don't have any potential to reach any potential anywhere because they can't fix their attitude. And most people will say that's sad. I'm gonna say it's pathetic because it'll hold you back. You will not reach any altitude and go any higher than your attitude because you don't know how to be of service. You don't know how to deny yourself. Some people don't know how to be quiet. I mean, it could be a million things. I'm not here to bash you. We're just giving examples so people can understand. Okay, so people can feel your attitude before you even speak. If you get to popping your head and doing all this stuff and smacking and going crazy, they know what's gonna happen before it happens. Yeah, it's a telltale sign before it's there. Yeah, I hate to see it. I hate to see it. Just like, I don't, if you're offended, sometimes people have an offensive spirit, but um, I hate going to the airport. Yeah, I hate going to the airport and I get there. That's just the melting pot of all crazy. But when you get there and I see people walking in bonnets, especially us, I just get to looking crazy. What are you doing? Do you all know that your appearance matters? When people take their kids to school and they don't have bras on and they looking any type of way and they coming into business establishments and your cheeks are hanging out from every area, what's happening here that you don't care about how you dress or how you look? And I'm not even judgmental, but we all know that your first appearance and your appearance does matter. If nobody ever told you that, I've seen people go on interviews and they come in jeans and wrinkled and looking crazy. Like, how does this happen? What is going on here? Somebody hasn't been properly trained. Why would you get the job if you haven't been properly trained? Okay. Why would you get the job if you haven't been properly trained? That don't even make sense. So, um, your attitude is very important. Okay. Your tone can either make someone feel safe or make them shut down. Don't you know that when people get arrested and have problems with people, the way that you act and walk upon somebody and speak to somebody, whether that's assault or battery, do you understand that? I don't think a lot of people know this. You walking up on somebody, you pulling up to somebody's house or whatever in an aggressive manner, in an egregious manner, you can be charged with assault and battery. And you didn't even punch somebody. You better be smarter than that. I'm telling you right now. So a lot of people do that as a bullying tactic, or they're known for trying to make somebody feel inferior. The strongest person is not the loudest. Mm-mm. You better worry about that quiet one. Because I know what I'm getting from somebody who's loud and acting crazy. I'm just telling you. So your tone can heal or it can harm. If you have a gentle spirit, you claim you know who God is and you know how to talk to people, you're gonna try to calm down, reassure, back away, be quiet, meek, whatever. It's gonna be something good. If you're rah-rah all the time, you might have thought you was talking to God or somebody, but it might have been a demon or a devil that's into you in the spirit, okay? And a lot of this stuff is just really in your mind, your emotional intelligence, okay? So Here's the most important one, your emotional behavior. That's what sets the emotional temperature of your business or your home. Your emotions can produce productivity and peace, or it can cause pure hell. Really up to you. So it's hard to operate with people at your business. You know what I'm saying? To operate out of their emotions. So if you work with Maria and she comes to work, boom, bust through the door. I done had a bad day at home. I don't want nobody saying that to me. Maria shouldn't be at work. You know how they train you on learning the different types of you know what I'm saying, active pew pews. I'm just gonna say that because of YouTube regulations, right? They look at your behavior. Was it erratic? Were they saying anything crazy? Did they do anything crazy? How were they looking? How what's their response? How did they respond? Tells them everything they need to know to build a profile on you. So I just want you all to be able to look at that, right? So an example is a staff member makes a mistake. In life, you're going to make a mistake, but a staff member makes a mistake. Do you attack them or do you guide them with grace? This can determine whether you keep your staff at work or that they have the proper training or not. In life, you better know it's going to be a mistake. Even a robot's doing that. So nothing or no one or thing is perfect. Okay, so there's something to think about. But your reaction trains their response. Your reaction to things trains a response from people because typically you'll respond the same way every time. So if somebody's used to you responding and acting crazy, they get used to you acting crazy, and they're gonna respond either acting crazy back, get away from you, or cower down. But they're gonna know how to interact with you based upon your behavior and your emotional intelligence. You don't want to stop a business before it can even get going, right? So, emotionally intelligent leaders and believers create safe, empowering environments. Safe and empowering. So, not toxic and fear driven. Toxic and fear only leads to death. You just got to be real with that and be real with yourself to know that, okay? Now, speaking to staff and customers. Okay. This is very important. This is why a lot of businesses don't last. Once your name or reputation or brand is tarnished, you're not going to come back from that. You're going to have to start over and build a new foundation. We've talked about these things. All right. So how you speak to your staff is how they would speak to your customers. So if you speak to your staff good, they're going to, you know what? I have to speak to these customers good because, Nisha doesn't speak to me that way. I would have a PR person, I would have a front row person, right? I'm not crazy, but I wouldn't want to be the front line, okay? I'm the back end on the legal side. So that's the difference. But how you speak to your staff is how they would speak to your customers. Why? They know how you speak to them, they know what to expect. Anything less than that, they should already have a proper understanding from you that you will be let go. You will not damage the reputation of this business or myself. I've worked too hard to build, to brand, and to execute here. Most people who come in and train people, they never train them on customer service or customer relationship management. I don't understand why, especially when you're dealing with people, especially in healthcare. I mean, if you're a nurse and you're at a hospital and you're rude, you shouldn't be there. I mean, if I owned it, you would be fired. It's not for everybody. I don't care who gave you a or where you obtained your license from, right? Just like if you're a physical therapist, how can you be a physical therapist and you're rude or you don't talk to people good? You wouldn't be a good fit anywhere that I'm at, right? So, um, how you speak to your staff is how they would speak to your customers, and how you speak to your customers shows what's in your heart. I've never seen somebody who's not crazy talk crazy. That's why I said most of this stuff is in you. Now, I know a lot of us might have 2 or 3 layers down and it take you a minute to get there. Now, if you have to rise to get there, that's a little bit different. But in business, you have to keep a professional attitude and have business etiquette. If you don't have that, it's going to go downhill and down a drain quick. And a lot of people don't realize that, but it will cost you. It will cost you revenue. It's going to cost you in lawsuits. It's going to cost you your business. It's going to cost you your reputation, your brand. You're going to start losing a lot of stuff including your mind. I really wouldn't do all that, okay? So don't say, what were you thinking? Like if somebody did something crazy, you can't come behind them and talk to them like you're your child. What were you thinking? And just go crazy, right? You could say, let's go over this together and improve it for the next time. If you have the right person, if you know they're crazy, get them out of there. All right. But some people haven't had the proper training. And this is grown people that you're going to have to start teaching emotional intelligence to. If you notice, every time somebody's fighting or the pow pow that went off, the African American community, everybody starts screaming. They in distress. They going crazy. There is nobody there that's calm. Hey, go get help. Nobody's issuing directives. You just see, mass mania. That's how you know who's properly trained or not. When you're properly trained, the way you were trained is the way you're going to act. Whether it's on a football field, in a boxing field, in a drill, in the military, it really wouldn't matter where you are. The way that you practice, that's what's going to come out of you. You're ready or either you're not. Simple. And it is the essence of truth between life and death. It's sink or swim. Which one are you going to do? Because even if you're flapping in the water, you're going to tread water for a little bit, but eventually you'll go down. So this is what I want you to think about when you're dealing with personal and business, right? Even at your house or even out in public, yelling at people, you ain't gonna do but one or two things: make them mad or either shut them down. In customer service and dealing with people, you thinking you're gonna sit there and scream at an adult that you're both supposed to be an adult? It's something ain't gonna. Do you know how many people are getting out of here by rapid fire? Road rage is at an all-time high. This is not the time to be playing games, okay? Honor builds people up. The rest of that just, tears people down. Are you building somebody up or are you tearing them down? You can praise in public. You correct in private. Okay. So that's one thing. Your staff should lead with grace and you can correct with passion. So with your staff, lead with grace. That's why you need to have a leader. And this is why I say be of service and be a servant. You have to go somewhere and serve to see what they're doing to get in that position. And as they go higher, you should be ascending higher too, because you should be ready for the next level. But think you just gonna shoot to the top and not put any work behind it and do anything, that will be you fooling yourself, okay? With customers, be clear, be warm, be responsive. Ma'am, I understand that you're having a rough day. Let me see what's going on. Everybody, let's control our voices. You might even need to take it somewhere else to the side. Let's respect one another. I'm here now. What's happening? How can I help you? Whatever it could be. I didn't say go cower down. Okay, the customer's always right. That's a good motto to have, but the customer is not always right. And especially not at the expense of your staff or whoever being abused, mentally or verbally or physically. We're not playing them type of games. All right. Avoid blame or coldness in tone. It don't matter, sometimes people agree to disagree. You don't have to be the judge, jury, and executioner at the same time. That's not what it's for. But learn how to lead, learn how to be clear and responsive, and watch your tone. Oral communication, why this matters. Speaking well is a gift. A lot of people don't speak well at all. And if you don't, this is why a public relationship would help you. This is why you practicing in small areas would help you to build till you get to that level. Nobody wakes up just speaking well. It's a gift. If it's a gift, that means you have to use it, right? Start trying it. A communication class is not beneath anybody. It's not what you say, but it's how you say it. And a lot of people don't realize that. My voice is deep anyway. But when I'm talking to somebody, I don't, you're never going to have to be scared or cower down from me. It's a lot of things that spiritually I just don't even entertain. If I feel like it's crazy, I'm just going, you know what I'm saying, go the other way. But how you act, how you know what I'm saying, communicate with people, all this, it has to make sense. Why are you screaming at somebody? If you don't have any emotional intelligence, I don't want a conversation, period, right? And when it comes to business, that's what lawyers are for. Sometimes being quiet is the best thing you can do. You don't have to have the answer. Remain calm. Have a gentle spirit. Even if you were wrong, they're gonna say, well, she, her demeanor, she wasn't saying anything crazy. She was trying to figure things out. Take the time to think. That is okay. It is okay to think. Yes, it is. So with oral communication, it helps solve issues in real time. If you can open your mouth and you can speak well and your tone is good, you're not screaming to the top of your head and, doing all this type of stuff. You've seen people when they're drunk. Y'all watch Cops and First 48 and stuff. Leave the spirits alone. That's what's wrong with people, the drinking, right? It helps you resolve conflict. If you go up to somebody in a calm manner and shake hands, sometimes I've seen people say, "Oh, let me calm down. I'm too amped up. Okay, let's try this again." And both parties can resolve it, and everybody can, hey, I'm sorry. I was a little amped up. The way they came at me, I didn't. That makes more sense. But it's gonna take somebody having a gentle spirit and somebody having some good emotional intelligence and some oral communication to get things to go in the way in which they need to. This is why we have mediators and this is why we have courts. All right. So your voice can build a connection or distance, which is I told you, it can build a bridge or either gonna build a wall. Who do you want to be? Okay. So oral communication matters because it helps create trust. It helps solve trust issues in real time, not later, but right then. It builds connections through tone and body language. If you're sitting there talking to somebody and your hands are relaxed and you're sitting there having a conversation, you're making eye contact and not jumping all up and down, doing the ape dance, that makes a difference. Okay? Your voice has weight. Somebody can tell whether you're mad or happy in your tone. So use it wisely. And don't waste your time with people either. Like that's a big thing. Don't waste your time. If you know they're crazy, get up out of there. All right, written communication and why it matters. Written communication is your trail. Remember, we've always talked about this. Inventory, receipts. If you don't have these things, it didn't happen. That's your testimony. All these things can stand up in court. Be prepared. It comes with it, accept the good and the bad. So always be ready in business to give an account. Always be ready to go to court. Always be ready to have lawyers. It's not if it happens, it's when it happens. Okay? So written communication is your trail. It lasts longer than your tone. That's why your emails, text, contracts, and even your social media, okay? Even your social media posts must reflect clarity, care, and professionalism. This is why I tell people when you have social media, don't run your social media on your personal page, but even so, in court, they can bring up both. Okay, this is why people get cease and desist orders. People that don't know how to conduct themselves on social media or try to beat around the bush and write stuff, like it always comes back to bite you. All right, business is business and personal is personal. However, when you get up there and somebody's attacking your character, it's going to come down to both. And even if you put it out on social media and claim yourself to delete it, they can always go back and get it. Facebook is with the FBI. Y'all know that, right? The government made up all these things. So you won't be hiding it. Once it's out there on the internet, it's out there. Okay. So an example would be an unclear email can cost you a customer, but a thoughtful one can win their loyalty. So always be clear and concise when you're saying something. Read it out loud to see if it could be read and taken another way, right? Totally up to you. That's when it comes down to professionalism, say per our conversation or have them come in and record it. We don't have time for this madness. And then get a clear understanding by communicating. Did you understand what I said? What does that mean to you? This is why you need communication. Okay. So even personally, right? If you're doing something personally, um, that you're gonna write. So even written thank you notes or love letters go deep into the heart. Somebody that writes something to you that and they mean it, you'll carry that with you longer than it would you buying somebody an expensive gift because you understand that. So when you really love somebody, your actions and your value will show that. I didn't ask you to go buy something expensive, but when you can show somebody you love them by being there with warmth and clarity, even a handwritten note, or even just being there and saying, hey, do you need help? Hey, how can I help? They might not be an engineer, but they can still help you with something. Start thinking about these things, okay? Now, what makes great customer service? Great service isn't just doing your job, it's listening, without interrupting. I've had to learn this. Just be quiet and just, okay, let me know when you're done and then I'll go. Sometimes that works, okay? Whatever it is. Following through without being asked. If you're going to follow up with somebody, okay, follow up with them, that they don't have to come ask you again. Communicating clearly. It's okay to say, okay, this is what you said, and this is how I understood it, or this is how I perceived it. Is that right? Is that what you're saying? Because some people don't know how to communicate clearly. You got to ask them now. You got to get in their good ear and you got to ask them. Staying emotionally balanced. It's a lot going on in the world. So emotional balance is not what people are doing right now. Okay, they're off their rocker. They're like I'm telling you, 1 foot away from the mental house, the other 1 foot away from jail, and it's a lot going on with everybody. You never know what somebody's dealing with. Be the reason somebody could smile or have a good day or feel blessed. Leading with humility. Some people don't know how to lead. That's another conversation for another day. If you're in a position to be a leader, learn how to be a leader. All this comes with it, good and bad, happy, sad, whatever. All these emotions come with it. Are you going to be professional enough to do these type of things? Okay. Using the right tone every time. That's going to take some practice too. At least put forth the effort and try. It's not about being perfect. It's about being consistent and present. That's all I ever ask from anybody. Be consistent and present. Okay. Now, customer relationship management and customer service. We talked about this yesterday. So let's talk systems. CRM, customer relationship management, is a tool that helps you track and organize how you serve people. How you serve people is very much important when it comes down to all these things. If you can't be consistent, if you can't do what you need to do, this is not going to help you. Tools can help you be more consistent. It can generate these emails that you need, follow up with leads, track inventory, help you with all these things that I talked about yesterday, right? In case you weren't here or if anybody's new on YouTube, go ahead and just go look at it. It's only going to help you. All right. So how you serve people, that's a faith. That's a servanthood, right? My business is my ministry as well, but just because it's how I act. I can't come over here talking about God and I'm not godly. It just, I mean, people they can hide behind it. I can't tell you whether they're going to heaven or hell, but this is not the time to be playing games, folks. All right. So CRM helps you track interactions. And when you're dealing with people, you have what? Interactions. This helps you see the analytical side, the data, the preferences, the follow-ups, what's needed so that you can scale. Don't be slow with that. That's all I can tell you, okay? Um, it supports your heart-led service with structure and memory. In the end, if you have the right foundation and structure, you'll go far. And what do you create? Memories. And whatever's in your memory or that person's memory of you, that's what's going to live on and go forth from there, okay? So it helps you remember birthdays. It helps you track calls, appointments, preferences, uh, Google documents, sheets, Word documents, whatever it could be. Automate check-ins, automate emails, all these type of things. No matter what business you have, start small. But as you scale, make sure you have the right tools and systems in place to help you. Remember, CRM is a tool, right? It's not a substitute for personal connection. Nothing is ever a substitute for personal connection. That's why I tell people AI is not taking over everything. You're still going to have human interaction. And with all these cybersecurity wars and stuff going on, that'll be up and down. You'll be within the job. So just relax. It supports what your heart and your mouth are doing, right? CRM is a tool, customer relationship management, stewardship, okay? Just like customer service. You're always going to need personal connection. It supports what your heart and your mouth are doing. So if your heart and your mouth are in sync, and they should be, because whatever flows out of your mouth came from your heart. And it all started in your mind, okay? Now, let's keep going. Um, let's talk about CRM and emotional intelligence. They go hand in hand. Customer relationship management. No matter what you're doing, you're going to have customers. You're always going to have the need of relationships, and you're going to have the need for management. What you mismanage, you lose. Okay. Customer service is ministry. Take that how you will. Customer service is ministry. Serving people well is serving God well, right? So if somebody's acting crazy with you and you say you serve God, them jokers gonna have to answer. You can cry now, and you can laugh now, but you'll cry later. You know that's how they go. Um, that's why I said it's the law of sowing. It's a law for everything. You will reap what you sow. So all this that you trying to get back, vengeance is not yours. Okay. So if you sow a seed of discord, what do you think's coming back to you? If you give value, what do you think's coming back to you? I just need you to be able to think. All right. So serving people well is serving God well. Customer service is ministry. I'm not saying that you're a minister, but that showcases whether you're a good person or not. That tells me what's internal instead of external. So that's up to you. So whether it's a client, a child, a vendor, a friend, when we serve, we reflect Christ. And if you believe in something else, okay, well, whatever, the virtues of that, okay? Buddha, all things good and great, whatever it could be, yeah? So that's what I'm saying. So in scripture, in Ephesians 6, 7, it does say, serve wholeheartedly as if you were serving the Lord, not people. Why is that? You have to know what comes with business. That's why I tell people, when you pray for a business, did you pray for the attitude and the leadership that needs to come with it? Did you pray about the defamation and the things that come with it? Because yes, this comes with it. Now, why is that? You take the good with the bad. And if you don't, it's okay if you don't say it, but that's what happens. As you get higher in status and elevation, it's always something on the other end trying to bring you down. You got to be smart enough to recognize it and discern it, but that's what comes with it. It's somebody trying to take your spot, somebody's jealous, envious, um, something, whatever word you want to use, okay? Think of that. I'm not here to be negative, but you have to be in the terms of reality. So when you get this right, you not only gain customers, you gain favor. Favor's not fair. Knowledge is free, but most people don't obtain it. And I love, knowledge is power. It is not. Nothing is power unless you act on it and use it. It's a lot of smart people that know some stuff in their mind, but they haven't seen anything from it because they haven't done anything. To get a different result, you must do something different. Okay? So I just want to be able to say that. You gain testimonies, you gain legacy, you gain favor. All right? So efficiency is about serving wisely. All right? Emotional intelligence. That helps you better connect with people and serve the people, whether it's a product or a service you're selling. All right? So customer relationship management and organization and emotional intelligence, together they produce loyal relationships and impact, okay? Now, um, customer service as kingdom work. I told you, every interaction is a ministry opportunity. If you want to see it that way, it's how you perceive it. Serve as unto the Lord. Your service that you and the things that you speak should be of value. It should reflect your values. If you crazy, crazy is gonna come out. If you're calm, calm is gonna come out. If you're working on yourself, it's gonna show that you're working on yourself and you're getting better, and your altitude will become higher. You no longer fly with crows. You get up there with eagles. And what are you gonna see? Things from a different view. Just know everybody's not coming. Okay? So here's a quick recap. Okay? So what did we learn today? What did we learn today? Your tone matters. Your attitude matters. Your words matter. Written and oral communication both carry weight. Don't make it heavier than it has to be. Your customer relationship management, your CRM, and your attitude must work together. Customer relationship management. You have to manage things. That means you have to work at it. So all these things come, okay? You don't just serve roles, you serve souls. If you know your role, you'll go further. But when you can touch souls, that carries with you into eternity and on the spiritual side. So that's something for you to think about. If you're not spiritual, then just let it go over your head, okay? So let's put this into practice. Use tone, communication, and systems to reflect kingdom excellence. Customer service is not a task, it's a testimony. You got to go through some things and grow through some things to get there. All right. So, as in closing, the personal action challenge. This week, I challenge you to do a few things. I hope you'll do it. One, track your tone in conversations. How would you feel if somebody spoke to you in a rough way or the way you speak to them? Two, review one recent email or text. Did it reflect your values and your voice? Or, you know what I'm saying? Was it bad? Contact someone and serve them without expecting anything in return. If you honor somebody, you're sowing the seed of a harvest. That's all I can tell you. If you have a CRM updated, if you don't have one, maybe simply start with a simple spreadsheet or a notebook. Start small. Don't go out creating bills before you get there, but just know what's available when it's time to scale. That means you already have the knowledge, you're in position, and you're ready. Okay. Let's grow as kingdom minded communicators and business builders. We want to bridge the gap. We want to build bridges, not walls. We want to scale. It's okay to see other people scaling. Yes, we're all going up the ladder. Okay. So, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and say a last prayer before I get out of here. I better hurry up because I got another meeting, but it's okay. Um, Lord, we want to thank you today for teaching us how to serve with excellence. Let our communication, both written and oral, reflect your spirit. Help us to be better people day by day. Let our tone bring peace. Let our systems honor others. Let's take the time today to go honor someone else. Make us lights in our homes, out in public, in businesses, and in communication. It is so. It is written as we walk in light. In Jesus' name, amen. So I hope this serves everybody well today. I hope this blessed you. This is very important. We're getting ready to get back into some other aspects next week. I wanted to do it today. Generally, I have another meeting I do, but it was just later today, so I was able to go on Wednesday. It's good to have mentors. So we've talked about that, but we're going to get back into some business aspects for the state of Tennessee and for Georgia. I've had people reach out asking about um, talking about the taxes. What are the different type of taxes in both of these states? Um, what to do about it, and answer some more questions. So we're going to go over that. I feel like that's going to be helpful and a game changer. If you all have any questions, let me know in the chat. Thank you very much for those of you live on YouTube. Once I get stationary and get back to a place of, I'm in transition, as we all know, I'm just coming from Japan. I'll be back live on YouTube and Facebook at the same time. But for right now, because Facebook keeps deleting stuff after 30 days, I just have it on YouTube. Make sure you're following and subscribe, and you can come get it at any time. New podcast too will be dropping this week. So thank you for your time. And for everybody that's on online, I'm looking. I just want to say thank you. Let me type that in the chat. Thank you all for coming. And if this is a value to you and a value to anybody you know, have them watch it and come see it. Okay. But God bless everybody. I hope this, gave you some deeper insight and some value. Don't, try not to have an offended spirit. Truth is truth, and I'm gonna speak it. So, you know, that's how we going. So thank you. Until next time. And as we come back of Tuesday and Thursday of next week, I have great things in store. I hope to have great news after these next two meetings I got right now out of Georgia. So y'all have a blessed day. God is light. God is love. Thank you for your time. All right. Thank you. I appreciate it. Looking forward to everything. All right, y'all. Be blessed.